Hey, it's a monumentous occasion, a monumental occasion. We've made it to the end of complex curtain wall systems. And this is the coup de grace of what the tool's capable of doing. This is where we wanted to get to. Scheduling pattern-based panels and the bottom line, right? Isn't that what this all comes down to? You're always going to have those folks, and rightfully so, that can't be bogged down in the details. They're going to need to know, what's the bottom line, Mike? All right, this is great, Mike. All of these bells and whistles and these buttons are fantastic. But when I move my finger across the abacus, what's it going to cost me? What's it going to cost us? And that's where we have to start saying, well, utilizing a computer as a tool and getting what it is that you want out of the tool in the tool's application is really what the bottom line is. So for this particular exercise and this particular series of tools, we want to extract some information. Building information modeling. That's the course, right? All right, so now that you've completed the design of your pattern-based curtain wall families, you may want to use REVIT scheduling capabilities to assess the quantity and area of panels in your conceptual curtain wall system. This can be useful for calculating approximate costs at the early stages of a design. You can schedule panels that have been applied to an in-place mass directly in the project environment. However, it is not possible to schedule panels in the conceptual design environment. You will first have to load your concept mass into a project where you will then be able to schedule the panels. In this example, you will open a sample file, load it into a project, and then create a schedule, which will list all the panels that make up your conceptual curtain wall. Download and open the C13 Square Panel Schedule RFA from this book's webpage. Well, that's what you're looking at, and we know where it is. Start a new project under using either the default RTE or metric RTE, then load the file, Square Panel Schedule, into your new project. Well, here's the new project. Right? And here's the 3D view of the project. This is level 1 of the project. I used a construction template. If you can see, I've used a construction template as a basis for our project. So, go to the Massing in Site, Place Mass. From the Masking in Site tab in the ribbon, click the Place Mass button and select C13 Square Panel Schedule from the type selector. Well, we don't have it loaded yet, so we have to load one. So, if you remember where it was in the C13. Here's the root directory of where you download your files. I downloaded mine to my partition drive, C13 schedule, and load it in. It's going to upgrade 2 years, and give it a second. Make sure the place mass button and select C13 Square Panel from the type selector. Well, it did it for us once we loaded it. But we could pull, if it was already loaded, we could pull down here and grab it. So here it is. Here's the, did I place it already? I didn't want to place it yet. I didn't want to place it. Over and over. Hold that thought. It's still in there. It's still in there. Let me just delete it. It's loaded. So place mass from the type selector. Select Square Panel Schedule. Now make sure Place On Work Plane icon is selected in the Placement panel, and place the massing component in the level 1 floor plan. Well, there it is. We can place it at any level we want, or pick a work plane, right? So we'll place it at level 1, and we're not going to offset it from level 1. And this is a mass, right? It's a mass. It's a mass. Let's get it between these two elevation symbols. And it's in there. Now, mass contains only mesh geometry, which can't be used to compute mass floors, volume, or surface area. That's okay. Just escape out of there so you don't place it twice. Open the default 3D view. view your model. From the View tab, click Schedules and then click Schedule Quantities. This will open with a new Schedule dialog box. Select Curtain Panels from the Categories list and click OK. Curtain Panels from the Categories list and click OK. You will now define the fields that will be included within your panel schedule. Choose Family in the left column and click the Add Parameters button to add this field to your schedule. Next, add Area and then Count. So Family, Add Parameter, Area, Add Parameter, Count, Add Parameter. Now let's just take a look at some of the fields. Cost, all of these other fields that are associated fields that are pulling the parameter data from the curtain wall family and curtain wall category and the curtain wall type. So all these parameters are within a curtain wall system. So this is where we're going to extract all that parameter data or that building information modeling. Click the Sorting Grouping tab and check the options for grand total and itemize every instance. Well, hold on a second. Click the Sorting Grouping tab and check the options for grand totals and itemize every instance. Grand totals. Click the Formatting tab and select the Area field. Make sure that the Calculate Totals options is selected. Calculate Total options. Do the same thing for the Count. Calculate Totals. Click OK and your schedule will be created. If you scroll down to the bottom of the schedule, the total area and the total and the number of custom panels in your conceptual curtain wall will be listed. Grand total of 100, 25,700 square feet. That's the total, grand total. So the bottom line, use extended modeling techniques for basic walls. Walls and Revit are made from layers of materials that can represent everything from generic placeholders for design layouts to complete assemblies representative of actual construction. Create stacked walls. Exterior walls are usually composed of several combinations of materials with varying thickness. These various wall types can be combined into a single entity called the stacked wall. Master it. How do you create a stacked wall? I've left you breadcrumbs. Create simple curtain panels. A curtain wall is an assembly of parts, including curtain grids, panels, and mullions. They can be created in predefined types with regular horizontal and vertical spacing along with specific panel and mullion types. Master it. How do you add a door to a curtain wall? We talked about that. Create complex curtain walls. The Revit conceptual massing environment can be used to create complex curtain wall configurations. Pattern-based panel families can be loaded into the massing environment and populated on a divided surface. These populated surfaces can then be loaded and placed in a project model for documentation and scheduling. We're going to read that again. Create complex curtain walls. The Revit conceptual massing environment can be used to create complex curtain wall configurations. Pattern-based panel families can be loaded into the massing environment and populated on a divided surface. These populated surfaces can then be loaded and placed in a project model for documentation and scheduling. Master it. How do you create a complex divided surface? Well, we're not going to talk about the sociology or the sociological aspects of a complex, or the psychology behind complexes, because I have issues, man. I have issues. We're on page 593. We've made it through. We've got through the curtain wall, which is important. because now we're going to chug along, modeling floors, ceilings, and roofs. And this is important that we keep MEP on the back burner, because, again, we have systems that are going into these wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful architectural spaces. Ed, regardless of your role, architecture is the study of space and how much time we have within that space, and how much space we have within the space. So we've got to fit, right? We've got to coordinate all of this into a cohesive, coordinated structure that gets built and is profitable. No one wants to lose when they go and they run the risk with these projects. Everyone wants to come out at least break even, right? But in a perfect world, we would all like to make color bucks for our efforts. Now, let's not be greedy, but let's just keep this in perspective. This is a powerful tool. We can do powerful things and expeditiously assist you in whatever infrastructure project you are involved in. Again, this is based on your role within an organization, but again, I'll reiterate it, the software has the effect on the people that are implementing the software and the culture of the organizations that these people exist within. So, that being said, let's end it here, and I have a lot of uploading to do. And all these videos are either on my Facebook page, sprinkled on YouTube, and on Twitter. But if there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. And one thing I'm not, at this particular moment, is a video editor. I can't stitch these all together just yet. So my advice would be to get the book. Get the book. And try to emulate it. Comprehend it, because it can be a perplexing concept.